Stanford. Hello. It's been forever. Have a seat. How have you been?
Fine, fine. What have you been up to?
I'm working in a lab at the hospital. And how about you? What have you been doing?
Nothing much, really.
And do you live around here?
It's too expensive to live in this city on a military pension.
I understand. Have you ever considered getting a roommate?
Who would want to live with me?
You know, you're actually not the first person to have said that to me today.
And do you remember that one college professor that we had that always brought a gallon of water to class every day?
Bit different than what I'm used to.
So, Holmes, this is my old friend, Joan Watson. Joan, this is Sherlock Holmes.
Have a seat.
No thanks.
Afghanistan, correct, Joan?
What?
Afghanistan, correct?
Yes, but how?
Sometimes I don't speak for days on end, and sometimes I play violin late into the night. Would that be a problem?
Excuse me?
I was talking to Molly here earlier. I said that I needed a roommate, and I assume you're here for the same reason. Noon tomorrow, we'll look at some nice rooms.
Wait, shouldn't we know a bit about one another first?
I know you're an army doctor. I know that you live on a military pension and you live in the city. I know that your psychologist believes that your limp is psychosomatic. I think that should be enough to go on. Good afternoon.
I'm going to see rooms with the person I just met.
Yes, but I think you're gonna like Holmes, eventually at least.
Right.
Oh, and it looks like Holmes is already here.
I'm not so sure about this.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure it'll be fine. At least give it a try.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Bye. We'll have to have coffee sometime.
Thanks again.
Hello, Dr. Watson.
Oh, you must be Joan. My name is Mrs. Hudson.
Yes.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Please come in. Would you like one or two rooms, ladies?
Two, of course.
Would you like to come sit down?
Oh, excuse me. I have a call.
Try some lemonade, Joan.
Yes, please. Perhaps a cookie as well.
All right, but just for today. I'm your landlady, not your housekeeper.
Miss Hudson, I have a new case. I'll be home late.
Okay, well, the lights him are always running off. You should turn on the TV, Joan. I think Ellen is on.
Ellen. Damn my leg.
Grab your cane, Joan. This new case, I think it'll be fun.
You want me to come?
Yes, if you have nothing better to do. You were an army doctor, right? A good one?
I would say so.
You've seen blood and death?
Enough for a lifetime.
Want to see some more?
Oh God, yes. Mrs. Hudson, we'll have that lemonade later.
I'll be home late. Well, we'll be home late.
Oh.
Look what the cat dragged in.
It's nice to see you too, Gregson. My presence was requested by Lestrade.
Yes, of course. Who's this?
It's Dr. Joan Watson. She's with me. Come on, Dr. Watson.
Who's she?
Dr. Joan Watson. She's with me.
I can't have her on the scene too. Quite honestly, I shouldn't have you here either.
I could always leave if you'd rather figure this out on your own. different about this one, Lestrade? What stumps you about this man?
The death appears to be suicide initially, but we can't figure out why somebody would punch themselves in the nose before doing it.
Dr. Watson, would you like to have a look?
We have an paramedic here.
I know. Dr. Watson?
He's dead.
Obviously!
Go on, Dr. Watson.
Asphyxiation. Passed out. Choked on his own vomit. No trace of alcohol, though.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. Was there a phone on the body?
Not at all.
Notice the spot on the victim's finger. A wedding ring was once there. Lost, possibly. Stolen, probably. Now let us direct our attention to Raka, the message. Perhaps written by our victim, because of the blood on his fingers. However, I do not believe so, seeing as it was written upside down and he was dying. That would indicate that the killer was trying to direct our attention away from the main detail, which is, of course, the ring. We are looking for a ring.
Brilliant.
But Rothschild must mean something.
Thank you for your impressive suggestion. But what we're looking for is a ring.
A ring. That's it. There are thousands of rings in the city.
Not just any ring, Gregson. This is a ring of nautical sorts, the one used on old ships. A Turk's head, to be precise. Look at his finger. Not to mention the lack of a phone on the body. A man of his class would not leave his phone at home. The chase is on.
The freak is gone. Who are you? I mean, you can't be her friend. She doesn't have any friends.
I'm her roommate, as of today.
Take my advice. Get away from her.
Why?
She's a freak. One of these days, we'll be standing around a body, and she'll be the one who put it there.
Take my chances.
Did she leave you here?
Who the hell are you?
A friend of Holmes.
She doesn't have any friends.
Well, then I'm an enemy. The closest thing to a friend.
Why are you here?
I would like to offer you some money to keep tabs on dear Sherlock.
Not interested, thanks.
The loyalty of a soldier.
I'm just not interested.
I see you've chosen your side, Dr. Watson.
Welcome back to the war.
Oh good, you're finally home.
Finally?
Yes, I need you to send a message.
A message.
Yes, with your phone. My number might be recognized. Are you ready? What happened last night? I must have blacked out.
You blacked out?
Of course not. Anyways, meet me at the Winchester Bar and Grill. We need to talk. Are you finished? Send it.
Who was that to?
Our killer.
You're telling me I sent a message to a killer?
He should be calling any moment now. He's nervous. He has the phone and the ring.
A killer has my number.
I followed his footsteps last night. They led to his getaway car. A fairly expensive one, I think.
Are you listening to me?
Come along, Joan. We have to go see our killer.
It's been an hour, Sherlock. I'm aware of that, John. Why don't you go by your first name?
Sherlock is a male name. Wishing I was a son, my parents gave it to me after adopting their daughter. They wanted a perfect family, mother, father, sister, brother, but I came along by surprise and ruined that. Any other questions? I preferred if they were case-related.
Do you know who we're looking for?
Don't look so suspicious. I have my mind already very well made up about who our killer is.
Already?
In fact, I think he's already here. Don't stare.
What's going on?
They're leaving. Come on, Joan.
We almost caught them. If it hadn't been for those officers.
I suppose Lestrade wouldn't have been too impressed had I been brought in for breaking one of those law things.
Oh, good, you two are home. Somebody dropped this off. A good-looking man. He was talking about something.
The owner of the restaurant, yes, I asked him to bring this by for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to bed now.
Good night.
Did you sleep at all?
Of course not, I'm on a case.
Do you want breakfast or something?
No, thank you. I don't eat.
Miss Watson?
What are you doing here?
I hear you were running around last night.
Doesn't give you a right to march in here.
You were right, Lestrade. She does have evidence.
You can't just come in here.
It's a drugs bust.
You're not gonna find anything.
I'm sorry. I just can't have her withholding information.
I really do understand. It's just, why do you still work with her then?
Well, crime has been increasing at an unprecedented rate, and the depth of the crimes has been getting worse too. I'm getting less sleep than I can remember, and I'm pretty much running on coffee. We have neither the time nor the resources to do this on our own. We need her help.
I'm sorry, is there anything I can do?
Well, you're working with her now, aren't you?
I guess you could say that.
I don't mind her going solo when she's working on something on my division, but I could use some better communication when she's working on something with us.
Right, well, I'll see what I can do.
Who is Jefferson H.O.? And why do you have his medical information? Sherlock should have access to this.
Holmes, what's going on?
I'll explain later, Joan.
Who is that?
I hired a chauffeur.
You can't leave. You have to stay right here. This is an important investigation. You know, sometimes you're real.
Mr. Hope. I present to you the murderer of Ethan Trevor.
Holmes, you know I can't arrest him just because you say he was a murderer.
He tried to run.
Most people do when they're accused of murder.
Of course there's more. For one, this ring is Trevor's. It was hanging around his neck. Second, the poison in his pocket, I'm quite certain it was the same poison that was used to kill Trevor.
That's the type of proof I can make an arrest on.
I don't get it.
That's really not all that surprising.
Holmes?
What is it this time, Gregson?
Well, most people want an attorney as soon as possible. What's his face doesn't seem to want one at all.
It's a fair enough question, Holmes.
It's obvious, isn't it? It's the aneurysm.
Explain what you mean, Holmes.
Hope's aneurysm.
The what?
He finished his revenge, and now he's ready to die peacefully.
He doesn't care what happens next. He's gonna die soon anyway. A brain aneurysm, you said? He doesn't have much time left. At most, he probably has 2 months, and it's probably less than that since he already killed Trevor.
And that, with his lack of money, would mean he only has about a month left by now. Thank you, Joan.
Lack of money?
Yes, Gregson. His lack of money is quite clearly seen in his past as a hippie, his chosen profession, and his living conditions. And as a result, he would not have been able to afford any sort of treatment, experimental or otherwise.
But why Sherlock?
Don't call me Sherlock.
I'm sorry, Holmes. But we don't have a confession nor a motive, and I'm afraid we won't have enough for a conviction either.
The ring, Lestrade. Everything is about the ring. Why else would he take the ring? He was in love with the wife.
If you're just gonna make things up.
I'm not! Look! This is from Hope's hippie days. There was an article about this protest he led in his hometown's newspaper. See him in the front? See the girl next to him? That was Drebber's wife. Shortly thereafter, they got married, Drebber and the wife.
But why did she marry Drebber if...
Money! It's always money. Hope was a hippie. He had nothing. Drebber, on the other hand, had plenty of cash, which is why Hope stole the ring. It was given to Drebber by his wife, the woman Hope loved. Which I know because the ring is so inexpensive. Drebber was rich. He would never have gotten something so cheap.
So he killed Drebber because he was about to die and he was still in love with Drebber's wife? Now this I can work with. I know how to get Hope to talk. So, Lucy. I see you recognize the name. She was your victim's wife.
That bastard didn't deserve to have her.
Really? I can say the same thing about you.
I am nothing like him. He beat Lucy. He was worthless filth. I mean, she didn't even want to be with him. She loved me. That ring is rightfully mine. She was going to give it to me. It was all her mother's fault. In her opinion, I wasn't good enough for her. To her, I was just some poor hippie who couldn't support Lucy. It wasn't my fault that I was poor. But at least I loved her, unlike rich boy Ethan. He deserved what I gave him.
Thank you, Jefferson.
The pills! He forgot to ask about the pills! You didn't act alone. Those pills are far too expensive for someone on such a small income.
Holmes,
Tell us who you're working for. Tell us, and we can make arrangements for your health care in prison.
You have to do that anyways.
Just test us.
I honestly can't describe them. Their names are only heard in whispers.
Tell me the name.
Moriarty.
It was brilliant how you pulled that story together like that.
Thank you, Dr. Watson.
Okay, I'm going to go get some groceries.
I have a delivery for, Sherlock Holmes.
That would be me.
Alright, could you just sign here, please? So, how are you today?
Fine.
Alright, nice weather we're having, right?
Yes. You could call it that.
Alright, well, I'm told to give my regards from the sender. Have a nice day.
Thank you.